Hello and welcome back to the channel. And what an exciting end for the Airthings Masters. Azerbaijan versus Armenia, two of their favorite superstars going at it with the country just being out of a war last month. We expected fireworks and we did get them. In the end, two very good friends, Radjabov and Aronian, but who speak their heart out on social media and really show their love and patriotism for their country. But they fought tooth and nail. But in the end, it was Teimour Radjabov who took home the title of the Airthings Masters and $16,000 as well, and one guaranteed seat in the Champions Chess Tour finals as well. So what a day for Raja Chess, and or as he's known on Twitter, or just Raja as he's popularly known as in Indian chess circles as well. So let's jump right into it. Remember, after day one, Raja was leading the first, had won the first set. So just a 2-all draw would have been enough for Raja to go through, and he just achieved that thanks to this very simple uh, idea and simple win that he got in round two. And let's jump into the position here. So Teimour playing white, and remember they have already drawn the first game of the second set. So this is game two of the second set. And after e4, Aronian misplays with c5. Maybe he had to just check with passive defense idea with rook a7. He goes in c5, and a Christmas gift is accepted. D into c5, free pawn. Now this pawn, guys, just was the difference in the end, as we will see. White just holds on to the pawn for dear life, and a very nice conversion by Raja. Remember, this rook is still not in the game, so he will get it quickly. Just move the king and get his pieces quickly into the game. And now, after this pawn is traded, he has pawn advantage on the king side, like that is 3 versus 2 on this side of the board, on the right side. And Raja is very happy to trade more pieces. Remember, whenever you're ahead in material, you have to trade pieces, guys. And rook 8, rook a1. Now these pawns will start rolling, and Raja just does that. Here, it was still quite defendable because we see these bishops are of opposite color, guys, and they have drawish tendencies. But it just takes a toll on Lev because Aronian comes up with a very bad defensive structure. Here he allows the bishop to come to b4. Now, if this pawn is protected, the rook is free to move and start pushing these juicers down the board. And king e6, bishop comes to b4, h6, guys. H6 is a real big mistake. I don't know what happened to Levon. Maybe he was frustrated, maybe he just missed the idea, or maybe he was just scared of these pawns. But guys, see, after h6, this pawn is on a dark square and will always be subject to attack, like throughout its lifetime. And Raja used that to his advantage totally. You see, attacking his pawn, and he converts it really nicely. And now, instead of one blocker, he gets two full passed pawns, and he's going to push him. And Lev trying his bit to create this c pawn, but see, even this square is protected by the bishop. The rook is near. Oops, and even the king is closer. I really don't think that Raja had anything to worry about. Subtle move protecting the queen like this, and we'll see some action, some scope for Raja, but it was too little too late by Lev, and just they repeat a couple of times. And now the very good finish by Teimour here. He just pushes the pawn, takes, he queens, black queens. Now a very simple move. If you want, you can pause the video for me for just for 2 seconds because it's a real simple tactic. White to play and win. And yes, rook takes b1. That's it. Game over, guys. GG's. Queen b1, and you just play any check. Even if black interposes, we take this. And if you go here, we just take this, and it's game over. What a win. What a fantastic win by Raja. And so he went 1.5 ahead in the match in the second set as well. And yes, a quick, I mean, Levon had his chances a little bit, I would say, but it was never really enough. As you can see, they're playing a game with a very solid and close structure. So kudos to Radjabov for going for this. And you see, Levon playing white never really had a chance to get anything in the game, and more trades follow. And it is just one dimensional, a draw dimensional game here, and a few moves here and there. And in the end, I'll just tell you a very nice story that happened here. So takes everything is traded, and here after rook e4, when Levon took on e4, Raja pumped his fist. He was really happy, and after king e4 he started crying, guys. He was so emotional. Maybe it was for his nation, but later on he said it was just the fact that he hadn't played a good event for a long time. Remember, he just won the World Cup in September 2019, but after that, he hadn't won a good tournament, and he also missed the candidates due to some conflicts and misunderstandings between FIDE and him. But finally, guys, Radjabov wins an event, a big event of this stature, and of course, there must have been some tinge of the Azerbaijan Armenia angle as well. And it was super happy moment for him. He cried. He congratulated Levon as well, and that is it. Raja Chess, our winner of the Airthings Masters. In the third place playoff, we'll quickly check in with that match as well. So a really interesting fight between two warriors here, and it is between Dubov and MVL. And yes, quite an interesting position. Actually, I'll just jump right in around this position here. After Bishop F8, MVL is totally busted. He's totally lost. If Dubov would have found out this incredible idea with Bishop G7, you can't take this because this is a check, and it just you have to play this, and now this is much better for white rather than what he played. And Dubov tried his best, but in the end, I'll just show you where he went wrong. It is around this position that here, guys, after here he had to play knight to f3 because you have to stop the knight from coming to e5. And remember, you can't take this because you white can always capture back. But knight f3 was missed, and after queen g5, these are always going to be problematic. Such a nice tactical end here, giving up the queen. And if you take this, black takes on h4. Remember, you can't take back because of this fork. And just after queen h6, check follows, and white will capture everything with check. And even okay, he had the same idea here as well. The point being this fork, and black is like a million pawns up. They just play a few more checks, and finally this happens. And just a quick look at the end, how MVL wins game one. And remember, they had a very exciting 2-all draw in the first set. So whoever scores 2.5 in this set wins the whole thing. So MVL wins game one. Dubov strikes back immediately. It was like as if these boxers trading punches, and around this position here we see this monster of a knight of Dubov is troubling MVL too much, and MVL just decides to get rid of it. But now these two juicers on the queen side are just too much to handle for MVL, and MVL throws in the towel after a few exchanges. Now the king must be used as a piece, guys. Remember, not from f3 but from e3. Like he uses his king beautifully here throughout the game. You will just see now the king comes via b4 to a5 and just pushing this, and just a nice end game finish here. Dubov wins this game, and the score is 1-1, guys. Then in game 3, they draw, just take a breather, giving us fans also a nice break. But again, in game 4, it was Maxime Vachier-Lagrave who demonstrated the goods in this Roy Lopez opening, and coming up with the goods to win uh, important match, and also a psychological effect. Plus, he gets good prize money as well. But just looks okay until this point. We'll get to the point where things get in action here. Now, this is the position, guys. After knight c6, rook into e5, boom by MVL. Now, point being, you have to take back with this pawn, and now white captures this pawn, this bishop, and this rook are going to decide the day for white and for MVL. And beautiful, energetic play by MVL. And now this rook is going to come here. If you capture, I just capture, and now the threat on is renewed on f7. And very nice play, instructive attacking play by MVL here. And now this is 4v4. Remember, it's all equal. Whoever wins this advances, and MVL allowing this pawn to push because he has a very cunning idea in mind. The point being, if you play this, I'll just play this. Oops, no, I'll play rook b7. And if you take, it's checkmate. And action follows after queen c4 h6. The pawn keeps moving, and here uh, you just see that this is a position where queen and rook are really strong against an enemy king, and the game is lost right here. If you go back, it's just checkmate in two, I guess. And after king to g5, queen takes, and now again if you go king it's on the same, and now rook b5 check. This king is totally in tatters, and just a mate in two follows anywhere you go. Like king f4, queen f5 is a mate, or king h4. I think queen g4 is a mate, and a super exciting finish to this match as well. MVL taking the honors for third place. So we have our final standings, guys. It's Teimour Radjabov first, Levon Aronian second, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave third, and fourth is Daniil Dubov. What an exciting Airthings Masters. We'll be back with the third event of the Champions Chess Tour very soon. And thank you so much for sticking around. Do like the video and subscribe if you like this recap and our whole series. We have it in the playlist. You can go through the entire event in just 10 minutes. Everything very quick and super awesome here. And this is your host Rakesh signing off. And what a pleasure it has been to record this. See you soon and stay safe.